Well, astronomy and weather, they don't always seem to be connected, but they are indeed. The sun fuels all the weather on this planet, and that's why studying our closest star is so important to life on Earth. The amount of energy the sun puts out varies.
And when it does, climate change can happen. Meteorologist Justin Fujioka is here with more. Justin?
Kenny and Laura, scientists at the University of Hawaii's Institute for Astronomy are working to understand these solar variations with hopes of one day predicting them and the climate change they bring.
We know that in the past, the sun influenced climate in a big way.
Playing a big role, the amount of sunspots or dark spots on the sun. Scientists know an increase in sunspots brings an increase in global temperature and vice versa. You would think it would be the other way around, but actually, areas surrounding these dark spots are brighter, therefore hotter than the sun's average. The number of sunspots dropped dramatically in the 1600s, causing temperatures on Earth to drop a little more than a degree. Doesn't sound like much, but
You could ice skate over the Dutch canals, and you can't do that anymore. It's because the climate in the winter was harsh, and it affected the economy, it affected agriculture in real ways.
And that's why scientists say it's so important to study the sun, which is pretty much a boiling pot of gas and energy, fueled by magnetism.
And that magnetism changes, and somehow it controls, and it's like a valve that regulates the amount of energy that the sun produces that eventually strikes the Earth.
But we don't know why these changes happen, so of course there's no way of predicting them. The summit of Haleakala on Maui is usually above the clouds, and that's why it was chosen to be the future home of the Advanced Technology Solar Telescope, or ATST. It will be the largest solar telescope in the world. If everything goes as planned, it will allow scientists to see the surface of the sun in fine detail beginning in 2018.
It's the biggest jump in our ability to look at the sun since Galileo. It really is a revolution, and you've got to go back to the 1600s to see a similar advance from the ground in being able to study the sun.
And the more we know about the sun, scientists can better forecast what may lie ahead.
It's kind of like predicting the weather, and we can't change the course of a hurricane, but we sure do want to know when one is coming so we can prepare for it.
And more sunspots also mean more solar flares. You've heard of them. They've caused disruption in our power and communication systems in the past. The ATST is funded by the National Science Foundation and led by the National Solar Observatory with help from many educational institutions, including UH. Asteroids are another way the study of astronomy is important to life on Earth. Next Wednesday at 10, we'll take you inside a facility atop Haleakala that searches for near-Earth objects that may hit our planet. You'll be surprised what the telescope has already discovered. We got some great shots while up at the summit of Haleakala. You can go to KITV.com where we've posted a slideshow for you to see. It was just a beautiful day when we were up there. Got some great shots up there with our photographer, Sonia Huna.
I'm not sure if I want to know all of the things that they're seeing up there because it's easy to get a little paranoid.
Yeah, that program is called Pan-STARRS. Yeah, it is unprecedented. It constantly surveys the night sky, finding new objects.
I'm glad you had a chance to study all that, Justin.
Yeah, fascinating. And beautiful stuff by Sunny, too. So.